This is the Epic Podcast because sometimes fuck it
just fits.
Just fits.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Sorry we're late yet again.
We're on time. I said around 8.
If this is your 14th episode with us, you know we're right on time.
Actually, this is early.
Right.
Which is a good thing.
We're shaving our time by 30 minutes.
We are. Like, oh my God, we're getting so much better. Every 14 weeks, we shave by 30 minutes.
Welcome back, guys. Episode 14, live recording.
14 episodes.
That's a lot, y'all.
That's
That
a
is
lot.
a lot.
Oh my goodness.
We're like real podcasters.
We are committed to this
So,
thing.
very excited today. We have a very special guest. Famous beauty and blogger YouTuber, 7,000K subscribers.
Me.
Malibu Darby in the house. Round of applause.
It's me.
Thank you for joining us.
We absolutely need to get a soundboard.
Thank you guys for
We
having
do.
me.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming. And in lieu of, we have a smorgasbord of drinks.
A smorgasbord to ensure that
The conversation
don't run out.
flows continuously. Candace, tell us a little bit about, because usually people do this at the end, but
Okay.
because we drink a lot during this show, I would hate if we didn't get to this. So
Smart.
tell me or tell everybody a little bit about what you have going on in the works. Not only your YouTube, but just everything that you are putting out into the universe.
Life. Okay, so like she said, I have a YouTube channel at Malibu Darby, where I do beauty, fashion, lifestyle, everything is on there. We're currently at 7,000, trying to get to 10,000.
Yeah.
So check that out.
All right. Subscribe.
I also have a full service bridal brand that focuses on black brides called Coco Bride. So you can check us out on Instagram at the Coco Bride.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the bridal world. That's how I know Miss Ebony here.
Mm-hmm.
As a marketing director. So, being on camera and doing this kind of thing is in my wheelhouse. So yeah, a lot of different juggling, a lot of different titles and tasks.
As many women.
Right, that's what we do.
Definitely
Everyone.
a lot of different titles.
It's the year of multiple hustles.
It's
It
all
is
in
the
me.
year of multiple hustles.
Mm-hmm.
It is the year of get it how you can.
Yes,
Exactly.
especially during this time.
Especially during this time. It is demon time. Only
No.
I don't play with the demon.
Oh, we're not gonna do that.
Just go!
what? So that is so funny because when I heard Demon Time, I was like,
Beyonce's an Illuminati. I knew it.
I know.
Here she go again.
First of all, don't play into that.
Beyonce's a troll.
She is a troll.
She is a troll.
Why would they have to call it
Y'all,
Demon Time?
I don't play with demons.
So can I say that when I saw this on Twitter and then people were like Demon Time and was saying stuff like that, I was like, oh my God, there are so many new black Wiccans that I've never known.
Wicked.
And then I found out that it was really just some new fucking trend to be nasty, like Wang Wednesday back in 2000.
I'm gonna say Black Twitter been nasty. The TikTok
We
was
have,
hard,
but
demons
I
are-
know that's what I'm saying. Oh, Black Twitter has been nasty since the
So
inception.
Demon Time came from TikTok. Is that where she got that from?
No, I thought
OnlyFans.
no.
No, it was on Instagram with.
Yeah, it was on Instagram.
It's
Demon
on
Time.
Instagram.
So Beyonce got a secret burner account.
She
and she
does.
watched
Her
y'all.
writer is on the platform.
Y'all, I'm
okay?
telling you that no, Beyonce has a troll.
She had.
fucking
How she making a
account.
Snapchat filters?
And her troll account is called
Blue.
Kelly Rowland 1032.
It's Solange, because Solange don't really
It's
use
Solange.
her.
Well, Solange don't need a troll account because she grew up saying what the fuck she was gonna say.
In that.
Because she wanted to come out letting y'all know, don't play with me.
Star, how was your week?
So I'm unemployed, Floyd, due to COVID.
Well, OnlyFans
The
seems
funny
real
thing, and that's what I'm saying.
That coin.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I hear that, I could put on a great performance, and you know me, I'm a pleaser,
People
and
don't
I'm
know
very
that.
creative, right?
Showing feet.
I was thinking
See?
about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ain't even gotta get like.
So if I was going to make money showing my feet,
You would make 30 cents.
30
Oh, people.
cents.
There's fetishes though. Some people are into like ugly feet.
Oh, well, hopefully
a
more
whole-
people are into ugly feet. Because I'm just gonna go on record.
So what you
to say
just do?
that
Just
my
put your
feet-
feet in the camera for
I
like
don't
an
know
hour?
what they do.
Yes.
Really, I also think that they probably do other things, but their feet are like in the frame.
So they pick up stuff with their feet.
Oh my God, I would never be able to do
They
that.
put lotion on their feet. It's a weird.
So I'm never gonna be able to pick up anything with my feet because they are only meant for me to walk. I really actually don't even like to walk on the grass, so I don't think that my feet are to its full potential. And I know that for a fact that my feet are probably crazy because I've always liked to wear shoes.
In the house?
Once I put on shoes, I honestly didn't even growing up. I never took them off until someone says, "Why you still got on your shoes?" But my feet are so comfortable.
Dar actually doesn't walk on his toes.
I don't even like my toes to touch the bare floor. I will walk on my heels because I don't know. That's just.
I hate
Well, you definitely can't have an account.
No, I can't have an account because knees up. I'm good. My calves, I can work on my calves a little more. Knees up, though. I got it.
I'm sure OnlyFans was OnlyFans even created for that purpose?
No, I think it was for like people to actually have fans who wanted to have like conversations and get to know people on a personal level.
And then it turned into
anything
titties
like that
and
is going to turn
penises.
Well, it's changing though, because it's like Patreon. Have you heard of Patreon?
No, Patreon?
No, it's Patreon. So people can subscribe and they pay money either to watch you. So like a lot of YouTubers are going to OnlyFans or Patreon because they're like, YouTube has changed how you make money. But they're like, if you want to pay $5 on OnlyFans, you can still watch my videos. But now, like, I get paid from you.
And it's $5. And you know what? Mm-hmm. To be honest, if people are coming to your YouTube, they would probably also subscribe $5 a month.
Yeah.
For your thing, 7,000 people times $5 a month.
Right.
I have $5 a month to give you to
something you care.
Something that I care about.
Right.
Like I even have $5 to give you if it's porn.
Right.
Anything above $5, I don't
but
have.
$5 seems like a throwaway.
$5.
Yes, so $5 is a throwaway, and I'll be like, oh, what? They're giving me tips on everything that I can do for $5 a month. Mm-hmm. I signed up for the CVS. $5 a month because they tricked me, and if somebody else would have probably been with me, they could have talked me out of it.
Their receipt is too long. I can't do it.
I'm the worst.
Is the $5 going to the paper?
I don't know where
they use to print?
Yes,
the trees they're killing.
I don't know where it is, and I need people to be with me when people sell me things because I'm the person that's like,
what
oh
did
my
you
God.
pay? What did they? $5 a month at CVS?
But $5 a month to give me a $10 a month coupon. So really,
it's a $5 a month coupon.
So it's a $5 a month coupon that I didn't pay for.
I'm gonna let you have that. But no, people are starting. I'm not even talking about CVS right now.
CVS made you subscribe to pay $5 to be
I bought a Kirby vacuum because someone came in my house and threw dirt on my floor. Listen, I have a problem.
No, it was the old school heavy ass Kirby.
And it's still in there. And
you got wood floors?
Exactly.
It was all purpose. I have carpet in my rooms, but
now people are gonna email us at matter of fact, we're not sending our email address on
hey, we heard you love vacuums. How about you try the Roomba?
What really sold
They're gonna
me
try to sell
is
us
that
water.
It sucks the debris out of your mattresses.
And you ain't never you used it once, maybe.
So I've used it more than once, and I was actually going to start a cleaning service.
Next.
Because I bought the Kirby.
We're done here.
And I felt that because I spent this much on a vacuum, I needed to start a cleaning service to pay for it.
I'm out.
I'm out. We're not about it. So
I'm terrible.
This week we have lots to discuss.
Yes.
And usually we get real pop culture, but you know, it's been a lot of things happening. So this might get
shout out to Nikki on her first #1 single.
Why
on
did you
the
do
Hot
that
100.
like a stan?
I am a stan.
No. But let's not featured on the first.
It doesn't matter if it was a feature because in rap, a lot of the times you are featured.
I'm just want to make sure we shout her out
shout out
to Doja.
No. Doja, shout out to your #1 as well, but you cut me off before I could get there. But Nikki there has been a whole...
Didn't we shout her out last time?
We shouted her out on the remix. X. And we're not
The
going to
bars
debate.
are aggressive.
Hold on, we
Little
don't.
Nas X,
The
we're
bars
done
are
here.
so aggressive.
We've already given
Hands
Onika her
So
flowers.
I'm not an aggressive barb.
Little Nas X.
I am a
What
murder.
was his name?
hornet.
Minaj X.
Yeah,
I'm a murder hornet in the beehive.
I'll give you that. Okay.
But I'm not an aggressive
given
barb.
Onika her flowers.
Congrats to her.
Congrats, because what I want to be able for her is for them to scratch that off of the list. Yes.
What list?
The fact that she's
Why'd I ask
able
that?
to tie with Elvis Presley for the most hits on the Hot 100, but because of that, she didn't have a
They
number
can't
one.
see my face on the.
But wait,
Y'all can't see my eyebrow because it's bangs.
because that she didn't have a number one, people are like, so what? She doesn't have a number one. And it's like, well, baby, a hit on the Hot 100 is still a feat. And what you're doing is taking away from someone who is another artist who was able to hit number 63 on the Hot 100. And then people are like, flop. No, bitch. I was able to reach the Hot 100. That's a feat.
What I know with people who are Nicki Minaj fans is I don't interrupt. So I'm going to just...
Little Nas X got his out for the second
I
time.
stay in my...
Onika,
Congratulations.
we celebrate.
Congratulations. We celebrate women. We celebrate those people who are doing their things. We celebrate talent. Doja Cat is talented.
Yes, Doja
Thank you
Cat.
for...
Sorry, Mama.
Thank you for reaching out to Nikki to get her on the track.
Listen,
It went
I'm
number
gonna cuss
one.
a lot. I'm so sorry.
Savage Remix was number 2. It was the first time in history that 4 black women topped the Billboard charts at
That's
the
amazing.
same time. That was a huge feat, and it was something to be proud about. And if you looked at the charts last week, in the top 10, 8 of those spots were by black people. That was an amazing feat.
Culture.
We are culture. We are culture. We are
Hello?
culture.
There's no pop.
So there's our pop culture for the week.
Without Pop Smoke.
We out.
Oh, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
So get into this. This week I have had a very much a come to Jesus, hence my Just God is dope. You can definitely send me more shirts if you want.
Shout out to God is dope.
Where did you
God
get
is
this
dope.
from?
GodIsDope.com.
God? Oh.
Did you say from God?
No,
I didn't
you
know.
gotta shout them out. God is dope is an Atlanta-based
Based
Oh.
brand. They
I
have
didn't know
so-
anything about
They're
that.
black owned and they have really cute merch.
They do. This is
Shout
my
out to
second shirt from them. I love the Just God.
We'll tag them in this.
We'll tag them in this. I love them. I
So
support
I'm gonna
them.
Go ahead and order some things.
You should.
And I
You
also
too.
love your shirt,
Thank you.
Candace.
So this is a very black activity. So
I
we
love
have
that one.
a very black wife. My husband has a very black husband. They have a very black teacher. They're just about like,
Is there a shirt, a very black gay?
yes. So it's just about being bliggity black and being who you are.
Yeah.
So, you know, they don't think we get married. They don't think we teach. They don't think we save money.
You know.
So it's just about,
It's about a very
I
black
saw
positive
something.
experience.
And you know what's so funny is I saw something in a conversation, and unfortunately, it was from. I won't say what gender, but it
Okay.
was from someone black,
Okay.
and it was. And you see this is the statistic where black women don't get married, and I'm like, I know so many married black people.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another narrative that was going around where this guy went on because he didn't, I don't even think he passed the bar, but I think he graduated with his associate law degree or something of that nature. And he went on this whole rant about I'm the commodity, I'm the prize to win for black people, for black women. And I was like, well, to be honest, if you really think about it, black women have always been the prize to win.
You better get you one.
But at the same time, and look, I don't even date black
And you
women.
still recognize it.
But we still recognize the fact that black women have always been the prize because they've always been smarter. But thank you for your... Then when you delved further into his problematic statement to say that, I was like, well, I know so many black women who are with black nerds, who are with non-rappers, non-trappers,
I definitely married a black
non-sports people who have properties, 401ks. I was like, why are you guys... And then it was someone black who was running with this narrative. And I was like, that is so terrible. I know 2 people.
It's propaganda.
It's propaganda.
Everybody doesn't have the narrative of like was raised on ramen noodles and rice. Like seriously,
Ramen noodles and rice.
everybody doesn't have that narrative. Some people do come from a household of 2 parents who are successful, even if it's in a mild sense. It's successful. Like Don't get me
I'm
started.
from the Huxtables.
Yeah, she's literally Rudy.
Like, and that's so funny that people thought that the Huxtables on TV came from some fictitious situation when it actually came from when you go back all the way to the 20s through the 60s, there was a strong middle class Black America. Like, majority of Black America was middle class.
So first of all, my mom wasn't leaving Papa anyway. And
And
Papa had about
67
Right.
families.
Mama had 67 families. My mom was still holding on. So don't tell me that black people don't get married. We get married and we stay married.
And they stay
through
married.
it all.
And you
Unfortunately.
see all of these anniversaries where people are like celebrating their
60.
30th
My parents
and
married for 40
40th and
years.
Yeah.
like, and the narrative is not there, and we don't run that enough to where. And so I'm really glad that you did wear that shirt today, because if you didn't, it might not have been able to say that on something that we can leave for eternity.
Right.
That we are not what they say.
Well, you know what I think? I think the narrative of the poor, poverty-driven Black person, this is probably going to be kind of like, girl, what are you saying?
It got Z.
No, I'm just saying I think that's the thing that makes it fun and culture. Like that's what we want to emulate.
Yeah.
They don't want to emulate your ass on a boat being rich or like or being wealthy under your parents.
And we're there.
They want to emulate like cornrows and like they want to emulate.
When you say they, you saying they.
They whoever is emulating the culture that wasn't born into that culture.
Cassidy.
Not even Caucasians, but it's some Black people who be playing that part too. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Some Black people who grew up in an affluent household. The new news.
The new news.
An affluent household is still
new news.
going to the street cultures like and thinking that's cool. And the people who are like, girl, we don't want to be this way. We actually don't want to eat ramen noodles for breakfast or dinner.
So and my mom, as a single mother, we were still in middle class America. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I chose to eat ramen noodles because
they were delicious
with butter and seasoning.
I love ramen noodles.
Right, they good as hell.
She knows we
Baby,
eat,
put a little butter.
She knows we eat ramen noodles like we eat very Asian, so we eat ramen noodles with
y'all eat
milk.
like pho and ramen.
Ramen.
That don't
we talking about in the
Yes,
past.
it does. That's how they eat.
See
them.
the Huxtables.
We eat them the way the Vietnamese people eat them. I mean, no,
we're talking about the way that they come 10 cents in a pack.
We do not eat ramen noodles the way Vietnamese.
So we do,
she
no,
does.
I'm talking about us.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. This is new to me.
Yeah, we eat them like ramen.
What do you mean? With chopsticks?
Yes. So we
No,
have
like
a
they go to the Asian markets and buy like the ramen.
Set with
They're not
bowl,
buying the Martian. What's it, Martian?
Marichin. No. We have the
Oh.
raw noodles. We do coconut milk. We do scallions. We do like shrimp. We do like ramen.
Oh, so ramen is a style. It's
off.
not just like.
Yeah, no, ramen's not like.
First of all,
it's a whole style.
Ebony not eating ramen nothing because my feet gonna swell like the Nutty Professor. Oh, they got you up sodium. Okay, Ebony not eating ramen nothing after the age of 22.
Right.
I'll eat ramen noodles when I have the crave for them, but if they don't have the specific flavor, which is like Chipotle chicken, hot and spicy, in the
Chipotle chicken when they come out with the flavor.
Oh, they have that.
I'm gonna do a shameless plug. There is a fire noodle from China. It is on a Scoville. It's like 8,000. It's something crazy. We did a fire noodle challenge. It's on my YouTube. And when I tell you, we were sweating.
Why would you eat hot stuff on purpose?
I
want to try that.
It was so hot.
I love hot
I
stuff.
was going to throw up.
Oh, I don't want that.
No, literally, y'all. Like in the middle
The
of the
things
night,
that entertain us.
I woke up like I thought I was going to throw up.
Wait a minute. Woke up
in the middle of the night just because like heartburn. It was.
I don't want that.
There's a way to eat them. I actually ate them yesterday leisurely. But when we did the challenge and we didn't know how to eat them, I thought I was going to throw up. It was that hot. He was sweating. He was shaking. Like,
God.
Poor husband.
And you think that with them eating noodles so hot, they never get coronavirus.
wow.
Oh, wow.
What's the first topic?
So,
it is.
Let's get into it. So, this week,
I don't go sign.
we're going to move past that. We're going to move around. This week, I had a little come to Jesus moment.
It's the vodka.
No. We're not doing that. It's a come to Jesus moment for me about like my passions, what I'm passionate about, or what I've now going to be 35 this year. Oh Lord!
Oh, Ooh.
Going to be 35 this year. Like,
I can't stand people who are younger than me. Who are like, oh my God.
No, I don't feel old. I did that because it's so surreal what you come through. Like 35 feels so exciting to me because
it is.
I just been through it. I'm like 35. I'm just now getting excited about passion. Or a passion.
And you know, that is so funny because I tell people as I am over 35, oh my God, they drummed into us that by 30 was the midlife crisis and the downhill situation.
25. You'll be married with
or
a kid.
25, like, you know, and then the needle started moving backwards. When you get over 35 and you live such real life scenarios and you get to a situation where you're like, bitch, how y'all was expecting me to do all of this shit before motherfucking 35? You wanted me to do what before? First of all, I got out of college at 20 fucking 6.
God forbid you went to grad
Don't
school.
go to grad school. That was just undergrad.
Right.
Yes, I said 26, bitch, because I took a couple of leap years off to get that damn degree.
Yeah.
Because I had to work because motherfucker, I couldn't afford that shit. So then it was like, first of all, 26, I just got out of my mother's house not in my real life. I was out of my mother's house at like 17. But in theory, I just got out of my parents' house at fucking 28. And you mean by 30, I was supposed to be this? When you get past that and you realize that, well, the retirement age ain't now until 68.
It's when you want to retire.
It's when you want to retire. Also,
well, I think you get to the point where you realize also the people who put the expectations on you ain't doing that shit either.
You didn't even do that. How you got me that?
Nigga Chanel
got me depressed that I'm 29.
Got me depressed. And baby, your mama still renting her apartment.
But retire from whom? My daddy is 65 and loves
to work. And he never probably wants to retire because what am I going to do after that? Me? I'm a different type of person. I wish I could retire tomorrow. And because I'm on furlough right now, I feel like I'm
retired. Keep it going.
So, I don't know. Y'all gave me 2 weeks. And I feel like the saying is like, in 2 weeks, you form a habit. Is it 2 weeks?
It's 21 days.
It's 20.
But we're going to let that 14 days
Definitely 21, but it's fine.
2 weeks? I don't know. I might be an entrepreneur because y'all let me be idle for too long.
Well, that's where your passion comes in.
That's where your passion, like, for me, like, no longer is the priority to just work to be somebody. Like, I just feel like the priority is no longer just to pay bills. Candace gonna get you together.
I'm gonna bring you back, okay?
But see, that's what we mean. The black woman is the prize.
Look, baby. But no, like, I just don't want to work to live no more. Like, you know,
I don't.
Me having 2 kids, me like actually creating legacies in other people. I think that's when it becomes real. When you got to hear this word. When you got a responsibility not only for yourself, but to the responsibility to at least try to show up and create legacies for other people. Man, that sparked something so deep in me for my 2 young kings to have something they proud of. Like people always say, kings? I always call them young kings.
Yes, still that.
It's like this, like, you know, we grow up and we're like, we want to make our mamas proud, we want to make our dads proud, but really, we should be trying to make our children proud.
Right, and that was my thing. You know what? I can honestly say, I don't know.
You don't know if you made your...
I don't know. Listen. Proud? No, trust me. I know that I've made my mom proud. And because I'm an amazing motherfucker. Okay. But what I can say is that, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I have never, ever lived to want to make my parents proud. I've always lived to want to make myself proud.
Wow, I'm so surprised at that personality trait of you.
No, really, that's a big...
But that's really weird, though.
That's
because a lot of people don't, and I don't know where that came from, but I've never... And maybe it's because... And I know we like to give a lot on gay. Maybe it's because I struggled with so much internally that I was looking outside and looking at the priority versus passion. And the priority was never to make anyone proud, but to be passionate about who the fuck I was.
Ooh, that's a word for y'all little Nas X's.
I was gonna say, that's
But you see,
No, it is.
And so maybe
opposite.
that's where it came from, because I've had to jump off a cliff so much. Because look, I was a gay in the 90s.
Back in the day.
I was in high school.
Star's an old queer.
I'm an old
Okay.
queer. So I had to go through when looking at. So that's why I think I also love Little Fires Everywhere, because it put me back in a era where you had to remember, because we are so far fucking removed from the 90s.
We don't remember.
That we don't remember. Oh, bitch, wait a minute. That was not accepted back then. Mm-hmm. They were spitting on you going into an abortion clinic.
We real loose now.
They were, and that's what they saying. We're losing all of our morals.
We lose.
And I think that because I struggled so much, that I never, and you know what? And I know my father doesn't listen to my podcast, so I'm safe with this. I also think that because there was a situation where I was disappointed in my father growing up, that I didn't even have an inkling to say, who am I trying to make proud? My mother, but I already know that I'm making her proud because I am who I am.
You done Dr. Phil yourself.
You done Dr. Phil?
Well,
well, you don't need a therapist.
I need him.
You said you feel like you're the opposite in that you've always tried to strive to...
Well, like we said, my parents are Huxtable.
Exactly. Boom.
My dad is a doctor.
Do you feel like it's a lot to live up to?
My mom was a nurse. What? My sister and I both went the opposite route. We both went mass media communications, marketing. And my parents are like anesthesiologists. And yeah, they're very scientific. So for me to be like, hey, so I want to go to school for fashion, they're like...
Right.
Yeah, so I definitely...
You can design them nurses.
They're like, what?
Because to a certain point, so I feel like there are certain paths that are led and they're automatic. Like, if you want to be a lawyer, you go to law school.
Right.
If you want to be a doctor, you go to medical school. What you want to do if you want to be in marketing? Like, what does that mean?
What do you do?
You can either be poor and flipping a sign outside of Sam's, or you can be like a marketing mogul. But there's no clear pathway. Yeah, there's no clear pathway.
No, there's not.
So I definitely feel like I have the pressure to be like, if you go do something off the wall, because you could have just followed them, you gotta be off.
You
the
better
wall.
be Dolce & Gabbana.
You better bounce the fuck, okay?
You better market.
Yeah, so I went to the best fashion school I could find in the South. I always try to do the above and beyond because I'm like, your daddy's a doctor. Like,
right.
You just can't be
okay
passing out samples. Like, I mean, no shade, but I feel the pressure to, how do you reach that success and income
right
without doing 12 years in medical school?
And I see that as well, because on top of that, do you see how much money is also in fashion?
Well, now, but remember,
always.
No. Now, so my mama, she watching. My mama can draw amazingly. Like, she can draw.
Are you saying for black people?
No. My mama can draw.
No, I'm talking not. Can your mom draw
for
black people?
Yeah, she can draw amazingly. And I can remember her telling us, like, when she was younger, she can draw so well, but it was like, okay, but what's that gonna do? Like,
right?
You're not
what's
gonna
the
work.
career
Like, what you
now?
want to do? Right? And it's like, well, you should do something like nursing, law, like something concrete.
That was what was instilled in me.
That's what's like insured. Like, that's a definite for you. Versus these other paths where you can get lost amongst other people.
It was a priority instead of following your passion.
It was a priority instead of passion. Now, I make money doing YouTube. Like,
which is a passion.
But has now become a priority.
Which you went to school for.
No. I started YouTube because I felt like when people ask what's your hobby, I felt like I didn't do anything that wasn't either related to school, work, because you want to be in shape. I didn't do anything solely because I enjoyed it. I started YouTube because I solely enjoyed it. I didn't film unless I felt like it. I like doing makeup. So I literally started YouTube only because I liked it. Now, 3 years later, I'm making money from it. So now I'm like writing my planner, like, you got to film this video. You got to do this.
Now it's a priority
Because I'm like, oh, you're making money.
But you went to school for...
Fashion, not makeup,
fashion, but you didn't go for mass communication as well?
No,
fashion marketing.
Well, so my undergrad is in marketing, and my master's is in luxury fashion management.
You gotta
hear me.
But which is everything that's in your YouTube.
But that wasn't purposeful. It was. I like to do makeup. Literally, my first couple of videos, I'm just doing makeup. I'm going to Target and buying foundation and being like, you see how this looks on me? Now it's a little more strategic. But I think that starting your passion organically, doing your passion because you just enjoy it, and then letting it become a priority is what people see. I know when people make YouTube videos because they're trying to make money.
Right.
I can literally smell it.
Okay.
I see the Instagram girls who make videos, and I'm like, you heard we making money.
Right.
So I feel like it's
they made it a priority and not a passion.
Yeah.
I think I've come to a path in bridal because that's my industry where initially it was just me applying and getting a job somewhere in a fashion, whatever, because I went to school fashion too.
Because that's what you wanted to do.
And I, my mom was like, so fashion what, girl? Like, is you about to sell clothes at Rainbow? Like, what does that even mean?
Yes, Rainbow.
Because coming from a single mother household, it's like, no, my mom.
I didn't work this hard.
I didn't work. My mom made us do book reports
funky...
in the summer. So I didn't work this hard for you to be mediocre. She used to get on about C's in her house. I don't work this hard for average kids.
I didn't do book reports.
Did you get paid for your grades?
Yes.
I didn't do book reports. I didn't either.
My parents would say, I'm not paying you for what you supposed
Not
to
by my mama.
I didn't either.
But by, I'm a single mother, so, I got a few things. But I got paid by other people. But my mom was like, I don't raise average children, so I don't expect average grades. C's are for losers.
First of all, exactly. You talking about paid for a report card because I got all A's?
No, but I got my ass whooped for a C.
Exactly. I didn't get paid either. My mama didn't play that. She was like, okay.
My mama made us do book. So,
but that goes back to what I've said to myself. I didn't get A's to show the report card to my parents. I got A's because I needed to see that motherfucking shit on my report card.
Sorry, Mama. Yeah, you definitely in one of a
Even in elementary, I looked at my report card, and if I saw an 89, I'm in the teacher class in 4th grade.
I wish I could filter 89. The picture of Tony in that baby, that suit and tie, looking like a youth minister. He looked like he used to get on people's nerves.
I've always hated suits and ties, so I would have never been in that.
And it was too big around the neck.
But the attitude would have been suit and tie. Because in the 4th grade, I got an 89. I am alone coming to my teacher. 89.
You want to be
Show me how I came to that 89.
So that's like your priority and your passion.
To be an asshole?
It is.
To be better than what I think I could be because of what I witnessed in my neighborhood.
Right.
And that may be where it came from because me living in South Dallas, shout out, I would never have been raised anywhere motherfucking else.
Immediately wanted to like Dougie.
Baby, shout out. So, but because of that, I saw my mom work very hard to live on this side of the intersection on the street that we stayed in. Which was very different than this side of the intersection of this street. But in our reality, we lived on the same street.
Right, but
it was transitional.
It was. So my thing is that my school was on the other side of the intersection.
This was like gentrification.
So it was just for me. Well, okay, black middle class gentrification.
We going through the gentrification.
But it was black middle class versus not middle class.
Got you.
And we called it the historical district of South Dallas because it had all of the homes that the Jewish people used to live in.
When they throw historical in there, I just hear like slave.
No, well, actually in this, okay, if you want to say that, but if you want to say slave, it would have been the district that the slave owners would have lived in. Mm-hmm. So it was a distinction when we went to school. Even me going to school, people would say I would talk white because my mom's from New York.
Oh, that's a trigger.
And it would say that. And it would be because of that. And I would be like, well, what do you mean I talk white? Because I don't say, is that yours instead of, is that yarn? And I remember me saying, when somebody was like, is that yarn? I was like, no, this is paper.
Is that yarn?
Is that yarn? That's Texas.
Oh, is that yours? Is that yarn?
And I remember moving to South Dallas for the first time. And it was a very different from where we lived in a different situation. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, my mom is not from the South. I grew up listening to Store or all of that.
See, I grew up very geeky.
So, South Carolina.
Yes, it didn't sound like none of that.
Ow. So when I got to that, and someone was like, "That's yarn," I literally was like, "That's paper." Like, get the fuck away from me.
Excuse me?
So that's where I think it instilled in, and I think that's where it started. God damn, we're in the therapy session today.
I was like,
we are, because that triggers,
oh my God.
that triggers so much of me moving from California to the South.
And then you're like,
when I tell you, everybody in the third grade was like, why does she talk?
Why she talk
Why does she talk so white? And I was like, in California, this is how we talk.
I don't even hang around white people.
What do you mean, homie? Like, this is how we talk. No, I'm like, what do you? And they're like, oh my God.
You experience that everywhere, because I'm from South Carolina. I've never not lived in South Carolina until like adulthood. Okay. And even then in school, people would still say like, you talk white. I'm like, no, I've literally lived.
No, because I'm speaking grammatical.
Because I'm speaking grammatically correct. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
So
but
what?
All that made you compile all that into your priority and your passion.
And your passion. And so then it becomes, when do you compromise your passion for your priority, or compromise your priority for your passion?
I think for me, now that I have come to the place where I don't necessarily have the freedom, but I have the confidence. It's that I am using my priorities to fuel my passion. Like, what is a priority to me at 35 is no longer a priority to me at 27, 26. Okay. I was trying to grind to get my nails done, to go to the club,
to buy these Air Max and Jordan,
to do whatever, you know, to go to brunch or whatever. But for me now, my priority is not only to support my husband, to take care of our children. It's not support my husband, help support our family with my husband. Yeah,
support your husband.
Support my husband while he's supporting our family.
Yeah,
but it's also like there's passions inside of me that I can now explore. Yeah. And that becomes a priority, because at the end of the day, like I was saying earlier, I want my sons to be proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And no, I also didn't live into a space where I wanted to always make my mom proud. But yeah, I did look for my mom's approval. Or I think for me, growing up with a single mother as well, it was like, I want to make sure you good. In all honesty, I always felt like I don't want my mama to have to ever depend on a man. I want my mama to be good. So when I grow up, I make sure my mom's good. Even my mom's married. She's been married 17 years, and that's fine. But I'm like this. Like, I want my mom to be good no matter what. So I strive for working enough so my mom can... when my mama say, I'm tired of working, I'm like, you good? Go ahead and put that... That's where I come into. And I think your priority shifts for me to fuel your passion. So now I'm excited about my passion. I know now that my passion can be something I can monetize on, because I've turned my passion into my priority.
I think if you are passionate enough, it becomes your priority. There's no way, to me, there is no way.
Ooh, your passion being your priority.
Yeah.
I think if you are truly passionate about it, there's no way that it doesn't become a priority, because if you are pouring all of yourself into it, like YouTube, I was doing all this stuff. I'm filming. I'm getting off work trying to do this. And my husband was like, you know, you say you don't take it serious, but it kind of seems like you take it serious. This was like 2 years ago. And I'm like, well, it's just fun to me. And he's like, I don't think it's just fun. I feel like if you really care about it, like with Cocoa Bride, what really gets me excited, like everybody knows, it's Black Brides. Like that's what, I can't ignore that. So I feel like if you care about it, there's no way you could just be doing something at home in the corner, really passionate about it, and people not notice.
Your passion will grow so much that you won't be able to, like, I had to come here and I said, I can't ignore it anymore.
Yeah.
I can't ignore this passion in me anymore. So now it has to become a priority, or I might as well kill the passion.
Right.
I might as well just let it go.
You can monetize things so easily.
So easily.
Literally, if you told me your passion was to cut hair, if you did 1 or 2 clips cutting hair a certain way on Twitter, you would have a business. Like, it's no way that
at
your
this
passion...
point, if your priority is showing your feet...
Yeah, so I think...
If your priority is OnlyFans...
I think we're at a stage where they are the same.
They are the same.
If you are truly... You might think it's your passion, but if you're truly passionate, it's the same.
Let me ask this question. Now that we have you...
Okay.
How... Name 3 steps, because I'll keep it in 3, because I'm a project manager, and we always approach things in 3 priorities, because more than 3 priorities is cluttered.
Okay.
So in 3 priorities, how do you turn your passion into your priority?
Get your notebooks out.
You know, I like a planner. I'm like, okay.
Because I know, hold on, before you answer this, because I know that it is a lot of people out here who have passions, who have ideas, who have business opportunities that they want to start for themselves.
Especially now that we all sitting at home.
Especially now that you all sitting at home.
You ain't got time now. You ain't got time.
And you got all to think about it. Exactly. If you ain't got no time, you got 18 kids. And you got to teach them more. And
make that your passion.
Your passion
document all these damn kids.
Is having all these kids and knowing where they at. But you have to. But at this point, there are so many people who are ultimately, because the American dream has been drummed in our heads, we're finally looking at that to say, I'm tired of working for someone else when I'm giving them the best of me when I can give me the best of me. Mm-hmm. So.
Woo!
Listen to this.
That was a word.
Okay. Listen to this. Now we about to start. Listen to this. If you are someone who is looking to turn their passion into a priority, here comes a few suggestions. So.
Okay, so my 3, and I'm freestyling this. They didn't tell me they were asking this before.
We probably should have, but it's okay.
You're freestyling is always organic because it gives you what you really think.
Okay, so the first thing I can say is to plan ahead.
Okay.
Plan like whatever you're doing is already big. Plan your next step. If you don't know, when it comes, you won't be ready. So I plan videos. I have a list of videos ahead already planned. So plan ahead. Okay. Whatever you do, plan like it's already big.
Okay.
Right.
Like, don't
plan like it's already big.
Don't start gradually. Just go into it.
I love it.
We had somebody who was doing a video the other day, and they were like, what should I wear? I'm like, plan like this might end up on MTV. Because you never know. Like, you never plan really big. That's the
Which is why we are color coordinated.
You never know. This could end up on the biggest blog ever.
You never know.
So you have to plan ahead. I think the second thing would be... Ooh.
It's okay. If it's only 2, it's fine.
No, I feel like it's more than 1.
It's so 3.
It's so many that I'm like, what should you plan?
Right.
Believe in yourself.
Okay.
I get comments from people on my YouTube that literally make me like...
Mm-hmm. Because you're good.
Yeah, but it's the thing where somebody's like, your outfit's cute, and you're like, oh, I got it on sale. And they're like, but all I said was your outfit was cute.
Right.
Like,
don't downplay it.
Right. So talk to people about what you do.
Okay.
Even if it's that you make necklaces at home in your spare time, talk to people about what you do because you never know who you're talking to. Mm-hmm. Especially in a city like Atlanta.
# promote your passion.
Boom. Promote your passion. Plan ahead. So these are my first 2. And the last one, take it serious. I think it's commit to what you want to do. If you don't want to do it, so I always say, I don't film if I don't want to. Mm-hmm.
Commit or quit.
If it's not your passion, it's not your passion. Be done or be in. We're getting a refill. Somebody said it's time for a refill.
Well,
so now we refill.
Can we get a refill?
But I think when it comes to priority passion, I feel like now is the time where you can commit to everything that you want to do. So I feel like the podcast, like going 100% in. With the YouTube, like going 100% in. Being completely there. Aramis literally pushes me to do everything.
# stage dad.
Why? He's a stage dad, but why not? Like,
yeah. What do you have to lose?
You've been thinking about getting your real estate license. Why not do that now? Mm-hmm. You've been thinking about getting your insurance license. Why not do that now? This is my husband.
We read something on our feed or something. We follow some podcast situations, and one of the things said like, assess your podcast after 100 episodes.
Yes.
Don't judge it after 15, because we were like, oh, after 15 we need to. No. It's 100 episodes in the tank. Then you say, okay, what do we need to do different? Try everything. Mm-hmm. Go big on every episode. Have as many guests as you can. Do as many other things as you want. Yep. Go live. Do it not live. Do whatever you want to exercise out of your brain. 100 episodes is a lot of episodes.
It is. It's a lot.
That's like 6 months worth of episodes.
Can I say though?
What?
And I don't know if this is because of how I am. After our first episode, I was like, we're amazing.
Well, no, you know what I think is
but
good. Most people don't do that. Because
like, we're amazing.
Most people don't think about the fact that you started.
Yes,
we
started amazing then, and then we get better.
And for y'all, there is 2,000 people who want to do a podcast and
yeah.
are like too afraid to do it.
And won't start.
And will never start.
And we've been talking about it for so long that I want to say this situation...
We were like, we don't know how to start a podcast. But
we just said, fuck it. And I want to say, Ebony said, I'm ordering a mic today.
Let's do it.
It'll be here Thursday. And that's when we started our podcast.
I want to change my third one to start now. People always ask my biggest advice.
That could be a fourth.
YouTube, but they always say, what's your biggest advice for YouTube? Just do it now.
Just start.
And then not even from a just start point of, it don't matter what phone you have. It don't matter what camera you have. What tripod you have, because I was like, I can't start my YouTube.
Well, right, so you have a certain...
Mm-hmm.
I did it on my iPhone with no tripod in my 600 square foot apartment living room.
And just go ahead and start.
And those are some of the best videos.
So, I'm glad that you said that your husband inspired you or always stays on your neck to say, this is what you do, a stage dad. You know what, to be honest,
Star is our stage.
I am a
Actually, no. T is our stage dad.
T is our stage dad when it comes to me being in the picture. But outside of that, I am his stage dad.
Both of y'all are stage dad. You are.
Because the thing is that, and the only reason why I am a stage dad is because, and the point that I come from is, you need to see how you can be better to yourself. And I've always been that person, because no matter how many people you prove to, how many people you make proud.
You gotta make yourself proud.
You can make everyone else happy in life except who? Yourself. You can make everyone else proud in life.
Did you watch Ayana before this?
Not on my watch.
Not on my watch. I don't even say stage dad lightly. Because I feel like stage dad is like...
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all watch Toddlers and Tiaras.
Yeah.
The little girls in the flippers and the dad be on the side like... That's literally... I'm like, no, you got
okay, so...
Because you know why they're stage dads? And why I'm a stage dad? Is because what you see in yourself, I see in you too.
Right.
And because I know that sometimes what I see in you and what you see in yourself, you can't always see. Mm-hmm. Because it gets cloudy at some particular times. Even though you started out seeing yourself, you second guess it. But I'd be like, no. Let me tell you, you are amazing. I am the last person to tell someone who is not amazing they're amazing. So, if I am going to tell you that, it is because you are literally amazing. And we're going to go into this situation that I'm glad that there is someone in your corner that is going to, push you because they see more to yourself. Now that we've been in quarantine for this particular time, how is your relationship in quarantine?
Horrible. No,
She been married longer, so I'm gonna let her go first.
So how is your relationship in quarantine? Closer, different, or still encouraging?
So my marriage has surprisingly, to me, I think this quarantine has taught me a lot of stuff. We needed to stop in every aspect.
Yes.
I needed to stop. I needed this time to slow down.
Okay.
My marriage was running too fast. My career was running too fast. I was running too fast. I wasn't enjoying moments.
Okay.
I wasn't able to enjoy life. And my husband and I were two ships passing in the night. Just connecting enough, clearly just to have kids, apparently. But, just connecting enough. This quarantine forced us to reconnect to when we remember certain things about ourselves that we liked. It's easy to love somebody because I'm a Christian. It's easy to love. We think it's hard to love. It's easy to love.
And
it's hard as shit to like. It's hard to like somebody. Liking is something that's elective.
Yes.
That's elective.
That's voluntary.
That's voluntary.
I can love you and
I can love an exact stranger. I can meet somebody today on the street, and as a Christian, or even if you grew up as a Muslim or whatever, in most religions, we are taught to love, right? Unconditionally, no matter what.
Right.
But we're not taught to like. So for me, I think it reminded me that I actually do like my husband, and hopefully, it reminded him that he actually does like me. And I think we're now at a point, I know we've been married longer, but we ain't been married that long. We've been going on 6 years, but we're over the 5-year hump. So I think at this point,
that's a long fucking time to be married.
I'm saying we're over the 5-year hump. So for us right now, it is beyond the honeymoon stage. We're in a partnership stage now. So everything that we do more so, it is like refinancing our homes, creating business modules, creating plan Bs for our careers and all those things. COVID, whatever. We decided during this time that we were going to start being partners. Okay. Like business partners. Like treat this marriage now as a business. Of course, all the love and all the energy and all that stuff. And I'll be honest, now that we've started treating our marriage in a different step of being business partners, I started liking my husband again because there's aspects of my husband that I fell in love with, like how smart he is in finances and how diligent he is to take risk that usually equals up to rewards that I forgot about because we were so much passing each other that I remember that my husband actually is way better with money than me. And so now that reminded me, and he was reminded that I bleed management. I can manage any group of people anytime.
I thought you were going to say bleed money. I was going to say me too. But
no. Also that. But
it's just me.
No, don't worry about those Amazon packages on the door, baby. But no, that I actually, I have really delved into, I am a natural born leader. It took me a long time to be able to be confident in saying that because, being 6 feet with glasses and all this, since I was damn near 16, I always used to make myself smaller because I didn't, but I'm like, no, I am a natural born leader. And he's like, you can manage a motherfucking squirrel to eat a rat. Like, you could do anything.
Or a squirrel to eat a bird like they just did in my yard the other day.
Oh, he's still traumatized. Well, yes,
oh, my God. I did not know that squirrels ate birds. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He's traumatized. But, no, I think it really, in the long short of it, it reconnected our relationship to not only be a marriage, but to be a friendship again. And to spend time with our kids and actually enjoy it. Not just raise our kids to go pick you up from school, feed you, take you to bed. It's now like, well, we are the school. So what are we going to do fun today? We're going to go to the park. We're going to enjoy each other. We're going to be friends again. We're going to stay up to 3 and 4 in the morning and laugh again because we ain't got shit to do because our hours have been cut. So it's like, let's stay in the bed. Let's drink. Let's watch some quirky something on TV and talk about it. Like, it actually has sparked. Now, granted, it ain't perfect. I'm not saying that we're like just rainbows and butterflies, but it did reignite our friendship.
Okay. So in your relationship, I'm sorry, in your marriage,
because you're still considered a newlywed to me.
No, we are definitely still newlywed. So we actually had to cancel our honeymoon. No, we actually had to cancel our honeymoon very early into quarantine. Yes, March we were supposed to go on our honeymoon and we had to cancel it. We got married last September. But I
she was not okay.
I wouldn't have been okay.
I pulled up on him today as if we don't live together. But I talked to him today and I was like, we really enjoy quarantine because we are very much like best friends who are married. But like he my fine best friend. But like we did quarantine. We did club quarantine where I ordered like strobe lights. We had hookah service. Like we had a club in the house. Because normally we go out to the club together. Okay. So we have done that. We did like wine. We made sure we did activities in quarantine. Okay. So we did Chateau Elan wine tastings. Like we did a crab boil. Like we have come out better because
we're still in it.
I mean, we're still in it. We're still in it, but because he hasn't been at work as much, and he has energy, we were very much like, y'all, like shit's passing in the night. Like he would come home at 4 a.m. My husband's a bartender. He wasn't in the club. He would come home at 4 a.m. and I would wake up for the gym at 5 a.m. So we were literally like this. Yeah. So now that we're home at the same time, I came home and he's like cutting grass. He's washing dishes. He building me a she shed. Like he's a whole different person.
Wait. He's building you?
No, but he's very DIY.
Oh, I was about to say.
Billy Blanks
what
and Bob
can
Vila.
he build? Can he come over?
Like really, I come home and he's like putting up shelves. He's like working out in the garage. And I'm just like,
who are you?
Some days I'm like,
We're doing.
When did you start doing this? No, because he's never had
the time.
When you're a person who works from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., your energy's different.
Yep.
So now you have time and you're up like hanging lights and stuff.
Because you're not doing shit in the daytime if you work 8 p.m. to 4 a.m.
I love my quarantine husband, especially when it first started and we were very much like literally locked in the house. I'm not gonna lie, right now we be outside. Like Atlanta's
we have to start getting outside.
Atlanta's open. We be outside. We've found a routine. Like you go out, you wipe the seats. We're not locked in our house at all. But when it first started and we were locked in our house and we were up under each other all day, we had to figure out like a.
But you've been locked in your house for 2 months.
We were locked in our house for 2 months, but we figured out like. Okay,
and after 2 months, I like you. It's okay.
Yeah, and we're very much.
The divorce situation, it already has shot up. And I wonder, is it because people marry people that they didn't really know?
They didn't know that you didn't like them that much.
What happens is that people came to the conclusion that their marriages and their relationships worked better when they were ships in the night.
Yeah. But you can be shipping, just wait till you ships in the night again.
But get a divorce. Exactly. I'm just going to go into the other room. What I'll say also is in my relationship is that before we were going through after 7 years and 8 years, it becomes
an itch.
The itch.
Do I really like you? Do I need to?
That goes to my point. You love somebody.
Yes, and you can like him. Right now, I don't like you, but I love you.
Right.
And I get that. What I'll say is also during this quarantine, it came to a point where it's like, I like you.
But you know what I think is helped a lot?
It reminded you, like,
so that's why we are together for this amount
with
of
what
time.
You liked.
Because ultimately, no matter how many times that you think, whether you are a relationship in quarantine,
because right here.
or a relationship who is in a shelter at home. And the reason why I say that is because some people's relationships was in quarantine before the shelter at home. So, but during this time, if your relationship was already in quarantine and then you coupled the stay at home, it absolutely forced you to look at, why did we fall in love? Or what the fuck was I thinking about why we allegedly fell in love?
But you know what has helped us a lot? I know this isn't an option for everybody, but so we have 2 separate rooms in our house. So he has a man cave. Okay. And I have a vanity room.
Which is a need. I'm telling y'all, if y'all are in a live-in relationship or a marriage, you need
this is my
your own space.
Let me tell you. So prior to this,
Star's house is my she shed.
Prior
my house
this,
is too small.
we lived in a 600 square foot loft apartment.
Oh no, man.
1 bathroom. There was no doors. There was no. Literally, we both couldn't be in the kitchen at the same time.
That's love.
We both couldn't be in the kitchen. We lived there for 2 years.
That's
both
love.
couldn't be, and we weren't even engaged or married.
Oh, that is how your relationship became strong.
Oh, I told him when he first proposed, and I was like, we done lived in this box for 2 years. This ain't. When we first got quarantined, I was like, this is nothing.
Nothing.
So the fact that it's not even when we argue, but it's just sometimes he can go to his man cave, he can
get a breather,
beer, he can play the game. I can go to my vanity room, I can watch YouTube, I can do my makeup, and then we want to come to the common area and live together. We can, but because we have that space, it's a whole different. I mean, living in that 600 square foot box before we got married, I don't believe in shacking up. My family didn't even speak to me for a little while when we shacked up. It wouldn't. I recommend.
But I'm in a different generation.
I think you definitely, even if you don't have the space in your actual home.
We're in a different generation.
I think you have to create a space. Yes. So for me, thankfully we started this podcast and that created me on Mondays. Okay. My husband is the super dad and he takes the boys and he does what he needs to do. And this is my getaway. Yes. I don't think if I had this outlet, we probably would have killed each other. Because I'm like, every day, dog.
You need an outlet.
Every day. You want me to be with you. Every day.
Every day, all day. With two young kids.
2 kids.
That I'm
But he left you with 2 kids?
With 2 kids. That son of a bitch. But my thing is that that's where I think that changes the attitude. Whereas when we've become quarantined, that a lot of people in marriages and relationships come to the conclusion that we need our personal space because we are individuals.
Yes, and I think, and this may be unpopular opinion for people who aren't or are married, but I think also it's like, a lot of businesses that have survived during this time have adopted a different business module. You have to kind of do the same for your relationship.
Yes, a different business module.
Your marriage or your relationship is like a business. And if you keep running it the same way you were running it before all this happened, it probably will run out of steam.
It will. Not probably.
It is.
It will.
You're going to come to a head. And I think if
all steam needs a refresh of water.
Yeah. So I think when we got into this situation where we really couldn't leave our houses and we really were stuck inside, only going out for total essentials, I think if you didn't adopt a different business module for your relationship, you were going to probably be the ones that didn't make it. Right. The fact that me and my husband tapped into a different level of now we're at business level partnership, like beyond the love, like, okay, we love each other, we had 2 kids, now what? You know what I mean? Like, I think
now what?
If we didn't elevate past that and change our business module for our marriage, we probably would have killed each other.
You probably would have. And some people actually do kill each other in literal form.
I know some people who are like, nah, we got to get out of this.
Like, we have to end this.
Yeah.
But that's because time in close proximity always brings out truths.
Oh, yeah.
You got to shack up. Mm.
That's why.
If my mom is still watching, she'd be so mad.
Give me a high five. I think, is that Anita Darby?
Mrs. Darby,
Is that
Mrs.
Anita Darby?
I didn't condone her.
We are in different
my mom was a savage. I got this shit from me.
Generations.
Did she shack up?
And the thing is, but had they shacked up?
They met the club.
Oh, well then that's different because you met them in an environment of salaciousness, and that's what happens during sex.
But we went through.
My daddy and mama met in college. You for certain
expectations.
They met in college. My mom and dad met in college.
They definitely left for
That was shacking up.
Yeah.
Y'all not finna pretend y'all want shacked up, and y'all done got pregnant twice in college. My sister was conceived during their college years.
So that's only your mama's business.
Well, I always say we super shacked up because we lived together. I got surgery. We did a lot when we were shacked up.
Yes, because what it does is it puts you in a real life scenario of forever. Mm-hmm. And if I can't handle this shacking up, you think I'm gonna marry you forever?
If you can't handle me at my B cups, you definitely can't handle me at my double D's.
Exactly. And me, if you can't handle me in my...
It's a G.
G-double-O-G good. Hello.
If you can't handle me in my slim days, you can't handle me
I'm trying to figure out where you got that from.
In my body, gym body.
A J?
My breast size at this point...
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
We're not.
I'm a G.
At this point, I just got some big ass titties. I don't think I could just.
Lord, mama,
I'm sorry. My daddy's out here if that's any consolation.
Exit out now.
Start that OnlyFans. No. They got that where you can bust a watermelon.
I'm looking like, where we at?
Okay, look.
Okay, speaking
we say this for last.
Of OnlyFans and marriage and shacking up in the black community.
That is because that's gonna be
but the last one is always an effort for the day.
Yeah, we always have an effort, but before the effort, we gotta get into this. I don't know if you made more. The black community, we have a problem.
Y'all.
Well, we got a lot of problems.
We got a lot of problems.
But on the docket today, we have quite a few problems. You made some more than me. Oh no. Oh, it's got. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
We just get a regular.
That's our grip in the background. We hire him every Monday.
Please. So,
just for the record, I want to say that someone said,
I see my mama's name.
Nope, still here.
I see my mama's name.
There is a discussion with Mrs. Darby.
Shout out to my mama because she said almost 35 years and I still like him. I just want to say shout out to my parents because 35 years and they still.
The Darbys are so
cute. My daddy still pours her.
I must meet you.
My daddy still pours her drinks. He still accidentally gets her tipsy. Aww. They still do all the fun stuff that we do, which makes me feel like, this
y'all are goals.
Literally.
And I don't take that like
that's goals.
Being together
if my husband can pour me a drink in 35 years and get me accidentally drunk, that's all I need.
On purpose.
On purpose.
Being married for 40 years is one thing. Being married for 40 years and still liking your husband is a whole
different
or your
thing.
wife is a whole other thing.
That's a different thing. And that's what I strive to be. Not to mention the
mama's still fine.
Your mama,
well,
baby, that split. I ain't gonna never forget it.
And look,
and that does help. And I know that we were about to move to a segue, but that does also help y'all. You cannot be physically one way when y'all first met. Hold on, wait. I'm a man. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Even though I am a man who has abstract views on who I like,
you don't have abstract views. You're
gay. It's not abstract.
Well, at this one, we're abstract.
Well, I said it earlier, and I didn't really want to revisit it because, that people say that there's an agenda that I'm pushing on you people. So what I want to say is that even though in that, but I bet you, and I get you, and I'm sure that Mrs. Darby is going to comment after I say that. Well, I'm respectful because I come from a very simple home frame. Mrs. Nita, I'll say that, Mrs. Nita. I bet you the only reason why she's still fine is for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
She fine because she like to be fine.
And that's what makes it a big difference. You are not physically fit or still fine or still beautiful for your spouse.
But fine is subjective.
Right? Fine, it is, but you're fine. You're fine.
That big old
your level of fine.
For yourself.
For yourself.
We love
if you can do that for yourself.
Our stage dad, thank you, baby.
What happens is that your spouse is also going to appreciate that because if you're fine for yourself, the confidence that you exude in that. Because it ain't about what you look like, it's about how you interpret what you look like.
It's confidence.
And it's the confidence.
Okay.
And I'll say that. So, what we mad about you motherfuckers in the black community? I'm sorry.
Miss Nita, look, we cuss a lot on here.
It says F podcast, and the F it stands for.
But listen, I pray every day, and I got my just God. But listen, so we got to get into it so recently, Boosie Badass. See, it hurts my spirit.
No.
Because
still play your music.
Boosie raised me.
Allegedly.
When I tell you Boosie was Boosie and Webby were everything to me. But I'm not surprised of ignorant comments that he's made because he's never been shy about ignorance.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
No. He's never hidden his ignorance.
Ever.
But I think what it tapped into recently, so if you didn't know.
Let's just put out there that we do recognize that Boosie Badass is ignorant. Go ahead.
Yes.
So Boosie recently went on to either a live or his social media platform and he basically, I think it was his son's 12th birthday.
14th.
14th. Oh, no, he's 14 now.
Yeah.
But he reminded us at 12 that he made him a man because he hired a female to give his son fellatio.
Who had already done so to him.
And whatever.
So she had a proven track record.
And I'm going to say this word because I don't call
and apparently
people this. Whatever bitch did that, because that's what you are. Because a real woman and a real proud woman would never. And yes, she the fuck did.
I'm not gonna call that.
Because let me tell you this: when you were so maybe she didn't know when she was first paid, but when she walked into the room and saw a 14-year-old who really looks, or a 12-year-old who really looks 8. Because in the black community, there are some who looks older, but most of us look younger. You nasty.
So
he even had no hairs. Around.
Well, listen. Let me get into this part of it. This may be an uncomfortable subject in a little bit. Uncomfortable subject in a little bit, but there's a lot of men that I know, black men specifically, because I don't know a lot of white men, or a lot of white men who have told me their sexual experience stories.
Them too.
And I'm sure it happens. I'm just saying, but the men that I know have, and this is gay and straight, by the way. Right. A lot of them have started their sexual journeys very early.
Okay.
And not only started their sexual experiences very early, with older women.
I want to say,
and older people.
Nothing, I don't even want to put it on black men. We are sexualized as a culture in general.
We are sexualized as a culture in general.
That it's okay to be 13 years old, hooking up with the drug dealer, letting him come pick you up, you can ride around town. In general, we are taught that it's okay to be sexual. No, for real. We
grown at this point. We gotta tell y'all the truth.
No, I'm not being funny, but there's no other culture. White people don't have a stigma that at 13, there's a man who picks you up from middle school and drives you around town.
I feel like it's one of my friends watching because...
No, I'm not. No, I know. You knew the girl in high school who was in a freshman year.
And she's one of my great friends.
And she was already a stripper.
But you know what? I found out, and I didn't know this until I was adult. Oh, white people don't have that. Like, when you're 13 and there's a drug dealer coming to pick you up.
That's not normal.
White people are like, yeah, he's going to pick you up. Tell him to get us some Wendy's, too. Nobody else does that.
But let me say this.
We normalize
What I do see, though, is in white people is that it might not necessarily be the drug dealer, but it is the drunk of the neighborhood.
But it's not normalized to be like, he going to pick you up from school.
That's right. We do normalize it.
Not only normalize it.
We made it
popular. Glamorize it.
We glamorize it.
Girl, he's not about to pick you up.
And he about to do it. Okay, well,
he about to pick me up from the game.
And then your homegirls come out to see you get in the car.
I want to see. No, we don't want to see you get in the car. We want to see if you got homeboys. Like,
because we want to get picked up.
We want to get picked up too. Because I want them to buy me clothes too.
Okay.
It's a double-edged sword.
That's why they had kids.
It's a double-edged sword of You know, I had an article I posted on my page not too long ago, and it was like, you know, after a certain age, little black boys and little black girls stop becoming cute.
They get weaponized.
They get weaponized and sexualized very early.
You hit 12?
And I think what's upsetting me and my homegirls is that celebrities who have lived into that culture and know that that is a stigma that is out there that isn't right. We've glamorized, but we know deep. It's just like, okay, for example, we knew R. Kelly was not right? But we was stepping the name like in love like a mother. And we knew it wasn't right. We knew that Aaliyah was too young. We knew all these things, and we still let it go. And I think it's the same thing with this type of culture.
I feel like we let Aaliyah slide.
No, they swept that under the rug.
Slide, but we nothing but a number. We let that.
And y'all let her put that motherfucking song out. And all of our ass was singing,
Not even just singing it.
Because all of us, hold on, let me say this. The gay experience is not that different from your experience.
Oh, I know.
Because when I was in high school,
y'all was booking.
My pedophile, and I'm going to say what it is, my pedophile was 23, and I was 15.
Call them what it is.
So,
because that's what it is.
Now, if you think about it, me personally, and probably because I went through it, at 23, I would never in a million years
think back to do that.
Be interested in a 15-year-old.
Not bad in the head.
Unless that 15-year-old looked like they could have been the same age as me. Because y'all gotta remember, me at 23 looked like my body was 16.
But you know what's dangerous? Me at 16
looked like
your body was.
My sister is 4 years older than me. I had her ID. I was in the club in the section.
That's
17.
the difference.
My body looked 21.
Exactly.
I feel like
people were pouring me drinks.
If my parents are still watching, Lord go off.
No, at 17, I remember my 17th birthday in the club section. It was Trey Songz, Go Girl, it's your birthday, pouring bottles in my mouth because I looked
the
wrong.
fact that you turned 17 and Trey Songz.
Well, you're a lot older than me. You're not gonna listen. But I'm saying, at least for girls, I knew girls who in the 3rd grade had D's.
Yeah.
So to say
it's
your
me,
body,
I'm girls.
Yeah, so to say your body looks a certain way is also dangerous.
That is dangerous. And that is so funny that you said that because I was also in the clubs at 16, 17, and 18. Mm-hmm. And with me being in the club at 16, 17, and 18, even when I was legally allowed to be in there, I have never been a person who has looked the age that I am. So the fact that y'all even allowed my 12-year-old as 16-year-old age looking... Right. Because I looked 12 at 16, and I know that I did because I look at pictures and I was like, "How old was I? Oh my god, that's what I look like."
And
I was
you're basing it on what the kids now look like, but that's a whole other thing for saying.
But guys and girls are completely different because a lot of y'all peak at 16 in your growth, and we technically don't peak. Sometimes until 21.
But to say that Boosie he looked at his 14-year-old son and was
like,
nigga. You know what you need?
A
hooker. Yeah, so for him to look at his 14-year-old son and to say, however you're acting right now, I want to get you someone to perform a sexual act on you, makes me so sad.
It's so sad.
I read something, another meme, and clearly I read a lot because I've said this like 4 fucking times at this point that I've read something. But I read something that says a lot of us get uncomfortable with the conversations that we had with Dwayne Wade because we weren't raised with Dwayne Wade. We was raised with Boosie.
Dwayne Wade with no Wade.
No. We was raised with Boosies. We wasn't raised with Dwayne Wade.
Let me say what the Wades. Hold on.
You know what,
let's clarify.
No, not even that type. Not even the specific conversation with Zaya. I'm just saying the type of parent that support their kids no matter what.
Let's clarify the difference between a Boosie and a Wade. A Wade is someone who approaches raising their child individualistically for that child and being interested enough to look up potential new ways.
That's very new, though.
That is
Will
new.
Smith and Jada Smith, how they used to get criticized.
They used to get criticized.
They let Willow and
I'm so glad you said Will and them. They were lambasted. Let's not say critical.
Come on, SAT.
And I got a 1380 on mine.
Come on,
1380 on my SAT.
That sounds like a dish.
I could have got into Harvard. I could have gone into Harvard. Anywho, they were lambasted for how they raised their children because they were ahead of the curve.
Or they weren't what was
I don't
normal.
even say ahead of the curve. You right.
No, they weren't. We weren't. A lot of us weren't raised in households where we could be unique and opinionated. And
because they've already.
You need to stay in a child's place. You need to speak when spoken to.
Yep.
You need to get out of grown folks' business.
And you need to be who I've already envisioned my child to be.
You need to be who I said you are.
Because I created you.
And that goes back to me saying, I want to make my children proud in the verse of they should be, I hope they want to make me proud, but in the verse of, because no matter what my children decide to do, as long as it's not harmful or hurtful, I have decided, I made a decision when I got cut open to rip these kids out of me, because that's what happened. Side of the C-section mom. Shout
out, Portia.
But, why did you Eva told. Okay. But I made a decision that if I was going to go through all I went through, all the fertility issues that I went through to have these children, to have a child to not support them, that's crazy as shit to me. That's crazy.
Unpopular.
That's crazy.
I'm going to get to the end of the road and be like, you actually ain't supposed to be this. You're supposed to be this.
Change you.
Yeah.
And if you're not this, then I hate you.
The struggle side. So I don't know what it is, and I feel like anybody from South Carolina who's watching is going to understand what I'm saying. We have a really weird thing with Boosie.
I'm glad you said South Carolina.
We literally almost treat Boosie like he's from South Carolina. I don't know what it is.
Where is he from?
Mississippi, Louisiana.
New Orleans, and I'm not going to say Louisiana. New Orleans and Baton Rouge and that area is completely so transposed.
A lot of them came
into
to South Carolina after Katrina.
Just like somehow Florida and Texas
yes
are transposed.
So we have after like a lot of people moved there, it was in Columbia at a mall every other week. We have a really weird connection with Boosie. So I always am trying to be like, we sing Set It Off on another level. Like, Boosie, my middle school years, I can rap every mixtape word, like, to this day. I feel like Airman's be disappointed when Boosie comes on, I rap the words. He's just like, I don't even know who I married.
How do you
like, lately, in these later years, I'm just like, just stop talking. Because I want to be able to yell Set It Off in peace. So when I see him,
well, aunties want to step in the name of love, but they can't.
And that's how I feel because I'm like, I can't even sing this and love her without like thinking about the fact that you were literally telling me.
Is it
because
the same?
You know every word.
Is it
you
the same?
Is
it a similar situation where a lot of people were arguing that they separate the art from the artist?
No.
So this is why I think. And I'm one of not listening.
No.
Here's another.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop.
And
we're gonna come back to what you the fuck said. Keep going.
So this is that's very. So R. Kelly for me, R. Kelly, Lil' Kim, it's like I said, they're my people. I can't let no slander.
What did Kim do?
They just slander her a lot in general.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
True.
Because we don't know who she is in public. Sorry to this lady. If I seen her walking down the street.
No. We not gonna. I'll let you ride on Nikki.
Go ahead.
I'll let you ride on Nikki.
No, we love Lil' Kim.
I love Lil' Kim.
But don't cover Kim.
But Kim's face today is a result of the black community.
Men. So let's leave it there.
Of the black community. Go ahead.
About Boosie. He has always said absolutely ridiculous statements.
Why Boosie can't get no insulin?
No. So listen.
Can somebody get Boosie a regular
songs
prescription?
that we love, Smoking on Purple,
Yep.
Distant Lover,
Yep.
like all of them, Swerve, all of them, he says things that are like
ridiculous.
Why the fuck would you?
Yeah, but he didn't have social media. So now that he's social media, he has an outlet to say the things out
that he
loud.
been
instead of putting it behind a beat.
And songs, I'm gonna Swerve like, yeah, and I'm like, wait, that sounds crazy, but I'm gonna keep going with
because
it.
it's on a beat.
Right. But now that he has the opportunity to say it, and we were actually upset because, like I said, we did the spicy ramen challenge. We were gonna do the, mashed for your husband noodles. And Boosie has a flavor. We were gonna do the whole like noodle review.
Boosie has a flavor of noodle.
What is it called?
Louisiana spicy chicken. I bet you it's banging at that. It's probably hot sauce and chicken. It's probably delicious. But I feel like social media has given him an outlet to get even more ridiculous. And now that he sees that, like with the lives, people are feeding into it. I don't doubt.
Put your pussy on live for
I don't doubt that he's done this to his son.
Right.
But I feel like now he has an outlet to say it out loud, and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
And it makes his songs were so long ago, like R. Kelly. And I'm in a weird place because I love Boosie's music, old music so much. But to hear that you literally allowed your son to be raped, essentially, by a woman, it puts us in a really weird place.
It does, but I'll be honest, it ignited something that I know to be true, is that Boosie may have said it out loud. It's just like the basic, the basics of what happens in this house stays in this house. A lot of us as black people were raised in that way, and I'm not saying that's the way.
Start shouting non-denominational.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay.
Well, you know what?
I'm just saying that's not the way that should go on, because if there's something
but
that you
is
just
the truth.
But that's how we were raised, and I feel like on the surface of it, I'm like, Boosie, if that's what you were doing for your child, you're probably not the only one who's done that.
Why would you ever say that?
Why did you need to tell us that?
But at the same time, I am so glad Boosie said it out loud, because what it does, it exposes a huge situation in our community that arises in our males.
But is it gonna stop it?
Can I say this?
Somebody said.
Can I say this?
What?
And I'm about to be. Hold on, let me drink this.
I'm scared.
Hold on, let me drink this
too.
before I say this.
Everybody drink. Stop it though. No.
Everybody drink before I say this.
Well, my cup is empty.
Why is your cup steady empty?
Oh wow.
He just poured it.
Listen.
You're drinking too fast.
Are you drinking too slow?
No, it's not. Okay. Listen, and we're gonna save this for another show. We're gonna save this for another show, and I am going to be completely and utterly transparent in this particular point.
What's happening?
What's the point?
I was a victim of a older black woman who preyed on my innocence as a young child. And it happens a lot.
Oh, every day.
Hold on. We always talk about the craziness of molestation in our girls.
We passing them off.
To our uncles and our daddies and our family fathers. We do not tend to focus on situations
with our young
boys that
this is why the live is important.
that cause us to have that conversation. I have been a victim, and because I was a victim, the particular person who victimized me, I learned victimize a couple of other people who were in my life who were males.
You said this was a woman.
It was.
That's because we don't take people don't take that
because
seriously.
they don't take it serious. And with this Boosie conversation, it triggered something in me because that isn't something that we focus on. And
Definitely.
It is so many.
We sweep it under the rug.
Babysitters, nannies.
No, we say, why don't you enjoy
family
it?
friends.
We take a joke out of it.
Family older women who say, if you didn't enjoy me molesting you as
Something's
a
wrong.
kid, you must be gay.
No, Black Twitter has so many tweets where a girl will be saying something and people will retweet it and that will go viral. They'll be like, but this was a man. Y'all would be like, but he's raping her. But because it's a woman.
I had a friend of mine who's a DJ, and he posted, "Why are y'all fake caring about little black boys right now?"
That's
and people were like, "What are you talking about?" And I replied to him, "I know exactly what you mean." I said, "This maybe hasn't been a subject that I have, in all honesty, that I haven't been verbal about before. But now that I'm raising two young black men, I know
hold on, two young black men that as children you can tell are going to grow up to be attractive young boys."
Exactly. It scares the living daylights out of me that they may be exposed to people. You don't know who people are until they show you. They may be exposed to women that are older than them in their life that may test them on a sexual level just because
Just because.
So the question that ends up, what I feel we need to do is, if your 12-year-old son came home and said he had sex, versus your 12-year-old daughter came home and said she had sex, would you respond the same?
Nope.
I would.
Nope.
Most people.
Hold on, let me say this.
If your 12-year-old son came home and said,
I personally would. You said you would.
I would.
I would because I approach.
But I know
and I don't got no kids. I don't got no kids.
High five, like.
I don't got no kids. But I've raised enough nieces and nephews. I don't have no kids, but I would approach them the same. KIDS. It does not matter the gender that you associate with. You are a KIDS.
I think that is strong to recognize. Because a lot of people don't recognize.
And they don't. Because I guarantee you, if Boosie said that he brought
his 14-year-old
a grown-ass nigga
he been in R. Kelly
in the house to fuck his 12 to 14-year-old daughter to ensure
but not even to have
she
sex
wasn't gonna be gay.
In general. So at 17 in a club, I wouldn't even.
We're not doing that. We just want to see what they was doing.
But if at 17, I feel like if 17, me as a 17-year-old boy wouldn't have been allowed in the club to do what I was doing as a 17-year-old girl. I was not doing anything sexual, but I was in the club. I was drinking. They were encouraging my behavior. As a 17-year-old boy, that wouldn't have happened.
No. It actually is a deeper stigma of how we treat, just on the surface of men and women, period, no matter your color. And then black men and women are treated at a totally different thing. And for me, I agree with you. 12-year-olds are 12 years old. There's so much other things that you need to focus on
baby.
beyond self. I was a late bloomer, and I lost my virginity at 18, and I was considered a late bloomer. People were like, funny story, and I love my mama. Don't get this twisted what I'm about to say. My mama emailed me and said, girl, I thought you was going to be gay. Because I didn't have...
See? That's scary.
Because it's just the way that...
Be like, what?
It is just the way that... Because I never really brought a boyfriend around. I never... Because... that wasn't my business. Not even that. It wasn't my journey.
It wasn't your journey.
I wasn't worried about these men.
It wasn't your journey. Ebony, I'm glad that you said it wasn't your journey.
I'm still trying to figure me out, and you want me to...
Everybody ain't ready
to... I'm 28 and still trying to figure this shit out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, and I had to tell her mom, she was like, that makes total sense. I was like, Mom, the reason why I was such a late bloomer or whatever you want to consider is because I was still dealing with issues with me, so to add a penis to the Kool-Aid wasn't like, honestly, like it was too much.
I was young when I was
it was too much
introduced to molestation,
and I have family members who were as well. And I think for me, my mom had me the first time out. The first time she had sex with my father, boom. Pregnant.
And that was it.
That scarred me. I was like, oh no, we got some fertile genes. I'm cool.
Exactly.
So like for me,
someone in our comments said that it happened to their son.
Of course.
So the thing is that it is absolutely rampant. But there is only one side that we get so upset about, and that is when our young girls
we got a 6-part series about that.
Are only when it is, hold on, and I'm finna take it a little deeper. Ooh. When it is only exposed to the family that young girl was molested. Because
some families.
Some families. A lot of the times. Because when it happened and you found out that your daughter said that your love of your life did that to her, too many times.
Precious.
I want to give a not an unpopular opinion, but a generalized opinion that I don't think it's based on gender. I think it's based on culture. I think as a culture we are sexualized.
Yes.
I think as a
We've
culture,
been sexualized.
Even if you look on child fashion pages, there will be certain children
dressing like little bitty ass adults,
tops and leggings and fuzzy slippers, and people be like, "She's so cute, yes, fashion diva." Another little girl will be in a jumpsuit and a crop top, and people in the comments like, "She's too grown."
Yeah,
we generally
like that girl who was in a 2-piece swimsuit and she was black and she happened to be 10 and a little on the thicker side. And anybody else who's 10, y'all have seen so many young girls who are 10 in 2 pieces.
But because she was thicker.
I hate to make it about, you say black, but when we went to Stepdad and Tyler and Sierra's, when they do the competition portion, people usually have on like cheerleader costumes and those kind of things. Those girls are often judged very differently.
And lipstick.
And if they are 2 years old and lipstick and a crop top and a skirt, certain girls are judged as cute and doll-like. And certain girls, people always leave comments about, she too grown.
Yeah.
Why she look so sexy? Why she trying to do too much? And I'm like, we as a culture, and I don't know how to undo that, something about us, when we get our hair pressed, it's like we are grown women now. If you literally look at Tyler Tierra's, go to TLC.com, go to Tyler Tierra's and look at the comments on the look at one show versus one show, it's commented totally differently. So I think Boosie saying, Boosie's comments are just opening people's conversation to a bigger issue of how we treat not our boys, not our kids, but our culture in general inappropriately. We sexualize our people completely, even if it's artistically. Unless
they are gay or trans.
No, I think both.
No, because what happens is that in that particular community, they may not never experience a sexual activity with anyone who is gay. Transgender has nothing to do with sexuality, but because there may be someone in your family who is considered a sissy, the sexuality plucks out even more when all the while, the most rampant sexuality is with a older man,
but we still
and
over
a
sexualize
younger
that culture.
black girl, which is the most over sexualized. But only when the conversation turns into gay is when the conversation becomes it's too sexualized, because I think so many people are so used to sexualizing heterosexuality when that is dangerous.
You know I'm going to disagree, because people stand for Queer Eye.
Mm-hmm.
They love Queer Eye.
For a straight guy.
We watch Queer Eye. It's so fun. It's so emotional. Pose.
Mm-hmm.
Hate comments.
Hate it.
But this is what I'm saying. Queer Eye is mostly, except for
But
Karamo.
it's Queer Eye for who?
And
But
Karamo is.
forget all
But
that.
who is it for?
No. I'm talking about the cast. No.
But-
Listen to me. Hear me out.
But listen,
hear me out. But you
who
hear me-
is it for in the end?
But are you gonna hear me out on who
Yeah.
the cast is? Queer Eye is
I hate
mostly
Karamo.
it's mostly white men. It's one black guy, right? Mostly
He's
white.
not
Pose is mostly
Oh,
Black and Latino.
black
Yep.
and Latino. So Queer Eye
damn.
and Pose are doing very similar things. We are
Yep.
normalizing you being different. Do what the fuck you want, whatever you want. But for some reason, if you go on the page and look at TLC's comments for Queer Eye, yes, you guys are so uplifting. It's cute. I love it. You go on Pose comments, I hate you. Like F words, like they are talking dirty, shady
They're-
to Candy, to actors who aren't even actually queer,
Not even
trans,
queer.
or gay. But this the show.
Right.
But Pose versus Queer Eye shows me, regardless of you're 14, you're 12, you're a man, you're a woman,
Yep.
that doesn't matter to. I don't care nothing about that.
Right.
It's culture versus culture.
Mm-hmm.
They think Queer Eye is cute, and it's, I love that you just decorate. You put some flowers in this house. And Pose is like, why would you tell people this is okay?
Can I tell you why? Because what is the end result of Queer Eye? What is the last part
I
of
know. I already
it? What
know.
is the last part of it? Please say it out loud. Queer Eye for...
Straight guy.
Well, they be super gay though. But no,
But
I don't
that's
think it's that. I think
literally...
it's just
No,
Pose
I'm
is
telling
so
you.
black.
That's what it is. Because ultimately the Queer Eye is for a straight guy.
But I think it's the culture.
And women are looking for their guys to be more aesthetically beautiful.
I think we will have to.
Queer
disagree
Eye
with
for
that.
a straight guy is going to be
They
accepted.
took off the straight guy because that was the whole
They don't
thing.
say that
But
anymore.
you know who
you talk
it's
about
for.
2001.
But you know
I think
who
we
it's
have to
for.
agree, disagree, because I
They
feel
never
like
have Queer Eye for a gay guy.
it's just called Queer Eye though.
But Queer Eye, who are the people who are being...
no,
Now
some
it's
of them are gay.
diverse.
The last girl I
Oh.
watched was a gay girl. She
Yeah.
was stunned.
That's the difference.
Oh baby, you got
Oh, a gay girl?
Oh baby, it was a stud.
Versus a gay
it was a black girl
guy?
with her head shaved.
No, they've had gay men on there too.
Hold on, a black girl was shaved. Okay, well,
They
they
got
the same
black
group.
gay men.
Hold on,
Gay men,
a black
trans.
gay girl who's shaved is in the same
No, baby.
boat.
It's gay guys,
As
gay
a-
women, gay
Is
studs.
a gay black
Yes.
black
When the last time
guy.
you watched
Yes.
Queer Eye?
I
Give it a minute, give it a
hate
minute.
Queer
He hates
Eye
it,
for
so
a
he's
gay.
never-
When the last time you watched Queer Eye?
I hate it
I think
because
they
it was
both say-
always
It's not-
always
it's not-
Queer
it's
Eye
not.
for
It's
a straight
it's
guy.
gay
Well,
men,
it's not
gay
that
women.
anymore.
That's
But
why I've hated
I
it.
think now we're
Trans
at
men.
we're at a space where when things are exposed in our communities that
Their trans
have been,
men are more accepted
That's
than
trans
transgender
women, trans
women.
men.
when
gay
things
men,
are
it's a lot.
exposed in our communities
It's a
now
lot.
that have become conversations out loud,
Mm-hmm.
I think it is our responsibility in our own household. I can't change everything, but I can change my household. I can make sure that Jonathan and Josiah understand what I need them to understand.
Okay.
And I think for me, it's like this. I am not comfortable with my 12-year-olds. Okay. I am not comfortable with my 12-year-old sons getting their dick sucked.
Like, what do you
Wow.
mean? Then I'm gonna pay for my
That-
12-year-old son to get his dick?
Yeah.
Okay, let me rephrase.
I can't
that.
even
I'm
fi-
not okay with my husband saying I got Jonathan and Josiah a prostitute.
I'm about to divorce you
That's what
and
Boosie
put
said.
you
That's
in
what Boosie
jail.
said.
So I think the conversations, even though I hate that they come out, I think you're right. I think it is in the grand scheme of things, it allows us to revisit old things that we need to address
Yep.
and hopefully eradicate.
Yep, and eradicate
Hopefully.
molestation.
You know what I'm afraid
Guys,
of?
needs to be
You know what I'm afraid
eradicated.
of? We visit these kind of things a lot. I feel like every now and then we have like these cultural things that we like, oh, it's big. And I'm like, I feel like every 5 years we still visit these things.
We get mad about it for an hour and then we move on.
But if you think about it, black women, and I'm going to go back to black women.
Because we're the root of everything.
You are the root of everything. Black women have been, and I'll say, let me say this, because in this case, I'll make it all inclusive. Women have been being married off since they were 13 and 14.
Well, that's because we were being off traded like the slave plantations.
But not even that. White women who were not slaves were also affianced. You can get jazzy on this. It's the ethic.
But this is the thing.
But white women were
never
also
commodity.
They were never commodity. Their cows,
20 years ago.
their cows and their lands were a commodity.
Their daddy's cows and their
but they were still to the point of where
they just start raising their own kids.
Sarah was only a commodity because she had Bethany. She was a commodity because she had her.
Because she had Bethany, who she could sell off. Who she could sell off. You know what?
Listen,
y'all, we gotta end this.
We do
at some point, and it's my turn.
But
to reel us in.
It is, but no,
can I reel us in?
Yes, I'll end.
Yeah, you can.
As a Boosie stand?
Reel us in as a Boosie stand.
I'll end.
I got points.
Wait,
okay.
I'll let you in, but I'll say this to end Star now is that when things come up in our black communities, it is your duty to govern your household the way that you feel is best. But hopefully you realize the stigmas and the things that we grew up with aren't right.
Can I please say this? Hold on, before anybody says
that last question?
What?
Yes.
We are the number one in the country for trafficking.
We are. Because we are the number.
I've done 4 or 5 Ks for racial trafficking.
It's a 2-hour rate from the time you're taken to the time you're at the airport. 2 hours.
Yeah, that's why I have a taser with Stunga.
And then on top of that, the 2-hour ratio is because Atlanta is the busiest international airport in the world.
So it's easy to
so you getting the
get
fuck
us
off.
And go.
But you know why? Because it is also so, and we're going to use this for our next show, and I'm going to start ending this. It is also because we live in a culture of snitches get stitches.
Oh my God.
And you see a bitch.
We need a whole episode.
When do I end it?
Darby,
we need a whole episode of black.
What's going to happen is that Malibu Darby on YouTube is actually going to show up for our next show because we clearly
need a 2-part series.
We need a 2-part series.
It's a 2-part series.
Okay,
let me still do this.
As a Boosie stand.
As a Boosie stand.
How do you feel about when he makes ignorant comments but he can't get insulin?
Well, I'm gonna give you a full show ender because that's
also he can't get insulin on a regular basis, but he worried about getting his son's penis sucked.
Right, paying for it too.
But he can't pay for
Okay,
insulin.
so as a full show ender, apparently, guys, this is probably gonna have to be a 2-part series because we talk a lot. But
and we love black people.
We have figured out that Boosie has this uncovered layers in our community
that seems normalized.
If you have a passion, do it right. Do it tonight. Whatever you're doing tonight, go.
Except if your passion is young boys
after
being
you
molested.
get off this show, take 30 minutes to focus on your passion.
Yes.
Because if you do your passion right, it will
They like, y'all been on for 2 hours. We're going to sleep.
I had no idea that my passion 3 years ago would become something that could pay my bills today.
Yeah.
If you don't start it today, in 5 years, it's still going to be a joke. So do it today.
Yeah.
And also, focus on your relationship.
Yep.
Your relationship should only have benefited from quarantine, not ended. And if it did end, well, girl,
then
drop him
build your relationship with yourself.
Drop her.
And then
drop her.
You know what? One of my quarantine things has been I wake up every morning and I read for 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. That might be
for yourself.
That might be reading a 30-minute self-help book. That means drop that nigga. If that's so, I guess we might see you back in another Monday. Because we're not done yet.
We have to, because we knew. First of all, can we say that when we introduced her to our show, me and Ebony said at the same time, oh, it's going to be a what? 2-hour show.
Hi,
we did.
Malibu Darby.
But also, I'll say this. I'm going to end with this. And I know we've been on for longer, but we don't really put a stigma on how long we're going to be on here. If you're going to rock with us. And watch us support. We're going to upload on Thursday and you can watch it while you braiding your baby's hair. But I'll say this. It takes you $0 to support others. And not for nothing, I have only known Candace for about, 2-something years now. Candace support me like she known me since the conception of my birth.
Yep.
And it takes nothing, and vice versa. And it takes nothing for the community around you to support you. And I know these memes be going around like, if you ain't been productive or blah, 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 people ain't checked on you, they don't love you. Forget all that. If people don't support you,
we don't know what they got going on.
We don't know what you got going on, but I know this. If people don't support you the way that you need to be supported by just sharing something to their page or doing this and that, and they have the time to share other things that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, then that's when you need to reevaluate friendships. I'm always going to plug anybody and everybody that I feel strongly about. I talk about T, who we always mention, Drew Visions. I plug him like he give me money on the invoice, and he don't. But it don't matter, because when you support somebody, it literally, it brings you to a certain place in your life.
Can I say my channels?
Yes. And so in saying that, the reason why I got into that is because I wanted to make sure that any guests that we have on here, that their platform is not only showcased, that hopefully we enhance theirs, vice versa, they enhance ours, but I want anybody who supports us and support the people that bring on these shows. These are not only people that we know and who we consider friends. These are awesome people.
Yes.
Like, alone.
Which is only who we befriend.
Yeah. These are awesome people stand alone. If they didn't come on this podcast, they would be awesome. So, end us with your platforms, how we can reach you, how we can support you.
Okay. If you are interested in beauty, lifestyle, fashion, makeup, hair, wigs, and all of the above, you can find me on YouTube at Malibu Darby. If you are interested in weddings, bridal,
that's why my makeup looks so good.
All of the above at the Coco Bride. Anything else? If you have questions or anything you want us to touch on
Instagram
on the next,
at Coco
that's
Bride?
at Instagram and on YouTube.
Okay.
If you have anything that we didn't hit on in this show that you would like us to hit on in the next show, please drop any questions, comments, topic ideas in the comments. Because I'm going to come back.
You should come back, and you can email us at I've never known the email.
podcast experience at gmail.com. I'm drunk, and again, that is f.itpodcastexperience at gmail.com.
We love you guys. Thank you for 14 amazing episodes.
14.
15 will be the next one, and clearly Darby apparently will be on that one. And then
I'm actually a featured host.
She's like when Amanda Seals came on the reel and then
and never leaves.
And then we have an episode coming out with Dre Mitchell, who does day trading. He's amazing.
Day trading, you guys gonna want to listen to that.
Get your money on.
Y'all know we need financial responsibility.
Grind Major. I think that's his Instagram. I'm sorry if I messed it up, Dre. I hope that's it. Follow him. Get that money. Get that shmoney.
Get that shmoney.
So we love you guys, and until the next time, we out.
Thank you.
It takes us a while to shut down the live, so we're not really out, but we're like out on the podcast. I don't know what this concoction was.
It was a vodka.
Don't promote them.